Hi, good morning. Yes, it's after a long time I'm doing an early morning one. Yesterday's video I think was cut short halfway because the power had gone off and I could not continue. But there was a disquiet when I was doing the video yesterday. A sense probably would have, if you had seen it, you would know. And post that, not post the video, post my class, found that someone in my extended family, of circle, has passed away, someone very young, and he's taken away his life. He's just 26 years old, and he quit. Now, somewhere, see, these vibrations have been going around. Of There's a sense of disquiet. Uh, Later, I find the news that it is there. Now, it's not just that. Even see, each of us go through some type of depression or feeling down at any point of time. We all go through it. For some people, it lasts longer. For some people, it is shorter. So I don't think there's anybody in the world who's happy all the time, and it's not possible to be happy all the time because there would be ups and downs. It is part and parcel. It's a wave. It comes in, it goes out, it comes in, it goes out. There is no flat line. Flat line is when we are dead. All right. So each one of us would have faced those dark moments, and especially this happens more when you're alone with yourself, when you're with your own thoughts between your head. Okay, you're not mixing with anybody. You're not so alone when you're with yourself. There is no way to get a safety release. Like a pressure cooker has a safety release. Steam goes out. If there's no safety release, we burst. All right, and that is when people quit. And I feel, I don't know. I feel very, very bad for family, parents, friends, everybody who's been shot. This is so sudden, right? You go through illness and then you pass away over a period of time. It gets you acclimatized to the fact that the person may go away. But when suddenly somebody who's perfectly healthy, who's not even started his life literally, and goes away, it becomes a very, very life-shattering event. Why I'm sharing this post now is I want to talk to you about how we can deal with this, because this is a menace. You would have seen it in paper, TV. There's so much of news of people who are giving up, who are committing suicide now. But primarily, uh, see, I'm not giving a answer which is very simplistic. Okay, I just want you to understand that anybody can feel it. Anybody, you, me, we can all have moments when we are really, really down. But we also have our moments when we are really, really up. Right? So this is something, but we need to understand it. I want each of us to become aware, mindful of how we are feeling. When we are down, it is important that we find a release. We find someone we can confide to, a family member, friend, extended friends, or life support. Suicide lines, support lines like Sneha, or sociologists, psychologists, psychotherapists, anybody who can help you release some pressure. Because in the head, when you have too much pressure and there's no release, one day it's going to burst. It's a pressure cooker. Please remember it like a pressure cooker. Release is required. You can either have a safety with the whistle, or there is a valve. There are double release mechanism. So if your whistle, you can look at it as something like, you go for physical activities, you burn out, you have friends, you have fun, you watch comedy movies, anything which will change your mood, which will change your mind, which will help you get into a different, shift your state. So if you are able to do it yourself, that is a whistle. Now the safety valve is when you have to go to medical help, medical support, or a suicide prevention line. That is also there. We have multiple ways of dealing with this. See, any situation can change. Whatever situation this kid was in, I've seen many families with similar situation where the children have been able to go beyond it. So we can basic, the key, master key, what I want to share with you is we have a fight or flight mechanism. We either fight something or we run away from something. It's a fight or flight mechanism. It's very, very, what do you call it? It's so primitive. It is there for for millions of years in our brain. It is hard coded inside. So when we see a danger, we will either fight the danger or we will flee from the danger. Now this fight or flight mechanism is very, very hard coded inside us. If we are aware of this mechanism, we can use it. Now it's like a muscle. Now you can know when you're going to fight and when you're going to run. All right. If your fight mechanism is not developed, because that muscle was not developed. Okay, how do we build this muscle of fighting? How do we fight these destructive emotions which are going to kill us or take us away or spoil our life or happiness or whatever? How do we fight this? So to fight this first is you should develop this muscle. And the best way to develop this muscle is when you wake up. If you decide that I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m. or 6:30, 7, 8, 9, 5, whatever the time is, if you decided the time and you wake up, don't put the alarm on snooze and go back to sleep. You get up. This is where you exercise your fight muscle. This is a point where you are in complete control. There is nobody else in the world who's telling you do this, do that. You have decided a time, your time. It is not imposed on you. The time you decided that I will wake up at this time. That time you wake up. That is when your eyes open, get out of bed. Alright. If you do this for a month, you would see that your ability to face things improve tremendously, because your fight muscle is getting developed. And this muscle, you have to protect it, because this is something which can mean the difference between life and death, success or failure. Alright. This happens first thing in the morning and with yourself. Now as you start doing it and become conscious of it, you can expand this muscle so that you know where you have a weakness, you fight it and you go against it so that this muscle gets developed again. So then this muscle is on call. This is what people do when they go to a gym. Why do they build biceps and this and that? Because when they need it, that muscle will expand and will take on for an activity or a look or whatever else you're working out for. So this is a muscle. The fight muscle is a muscle you have to develop. Flight is very easy. Every quitter has it. It's the easiest thing to do is quit. Alright. But to stand and fight, like Rocky, gets knocked down, gets up and he fights again. Gets knocked down, gets up, fights again. So how many times he did it? So it is possible to have that. It is something you can build. You're not born with this. It's something you build. Because whatever your life circumstance, whatever your parents, whatever you think, once you beyond 18, alright, once you crossed 18, you are an adult. You know how to deal with it. Whatever the circumstances life gave you, you can change those circumstances. And that happens by your decision. Your decision to fight or quit. So, who are you? Are you a fighter or a quitter? Alright. Now, if you're a fighter and you develop this muscle by just waking up every morning at the time you determine, that's it. You've determined the time. At no point you succumb to the temptation of 5 more minutes in bed. Just that. A simple technique. Alright. But you keep doing this, your muscle develops. It's like, doing those reps. Keep on doing those reps, the muscle develops. Then when it's really important, very difficult situation, this fight muscle will come into play. Okay, and it will help you take care of this. Alright. This is something, it's a something you can build up yourself. But there are obviously other things. You might have a friend network, you may have all of that are softer things where you're not building your internal, you have to be self-sufficient. You understand? to face life, you have to build up the self-sufficiency inside you to be able to take on any circumstance. You think everybody has fantastic circumstances? People are smiling or looking successful or looking wealthy. I know what they're going through. There are so many people have, so either you have financial problems or you have relationship problems, or somebody is starving somewhere and you look at it and you feel broken about it, or you have a health issue, or some issue is there. Nobody has 100% perfect, all right, because if they are dead, all right. These people are 100% perfect, but they've lived their life and they've gone. They didn't take their life, all right. Those who've taken their life, unfortunately, have to come back and repeat that class. You plugged in second standard, you have to go back to second standard, right? You cannot expect to go into third standard. That quitting has not taken you anywhere, it's just taking you back. So quitting is not an option. Okay, you were given circumstances here to grow muscles, to be able to get up and stand and say, I am me and I will prevail. All right, this you need to build. Nobody else can build for you. Nobody can teach you swimming if you don't get into the water. All right, or cycling or driving. Anything you want to excel in life, you have to do it. So building this muscle of fighting, okay, the fight muscle, which will help you prevail. Start with this first simplest technique. Wake up at the time you decide. Do not take that 5 moments. Do not take the 10 moments. Do not put the alarm on snooze. Just wake up. Do it for a month. Then you expand it. Go into more areas. See, this first thing is directly in your control, because it's you who take a decision. See, please remember, your life is a sum total of... Okay, did you decide to take left or right? If you took left, there was a certain set of circumstances which came along that path. If you took right, there's a certain circumstances, outcome which came along that path. So which path did you take? So based on that path, you have got your results. So if you're not happy with the results, you can change the path. You can change the path by quitting and start fighting. Okay, don't quit. If you're a quitter, turn quitting on itself and say, I'm quitting. All right. When you start quitting, then you have to get up and fight. All right. And that fighting ability, you start with this first technique. There are many more like this. You can follow my blog. You can come into my one-to-one session. You can whatever. And there are many other people who are working on this, who watch so many free video logs are there, Facebook lives are there, where people are sharing such information about how you can pick up your life and do with it whatever you want to do. Don't become a victim of circumstances. Don't give up. Don't be a quitter. That is my message. All right. If you're a quitter, quit quitting and start fighting, because that will make your life so much more meaningful and make you feel good. Who celebrates a loser in a match? The winners are celebrated. The winners are written about, not the losers. All right. You don't want to be known as a loser. You want to be known as somebody who overcame your circumstances, and that doesn't come by quitting this life. All right. I'm sorry, I'm coming on very strong. Quit quitting. All right, and start fighting. All right, because anything you want can be achieved. And I know millions of people. You want, you can talk to me. Call me, talk to me, message me. I will share you ways of getting up and fighting and being able to overcome any circumstances. There is no circumstance in the world which can bring you down. Look at Nelson Mandela, 27 years locked up. His prime of life gone. He comes back, he forgives his captors and he moves on. All right, and he builds a vibrant country. Now what happened? All right, where did he find the strength? Okay, you have to find that strength inside you. Nobody comes and gives it to you. You have the strength. You find it. And find it first thing in the morning. From the morning, show to yourself, you are a fighter. You will not give in to laziness. You will not give in to procrastination. You will not give in to, okay, just a little more, 5 more minutes. No. Get up, get the day, take the day by the neck, handle it. Take an afternoon nap if you need to, if your sleep was less. Alright, so you can always do that. And over a period of time, correct your sleep. Go to bed early enough so that you wake up at the time you decide to wake up. And when you do that, your whole day is in front of you. You're in charge of the day. Alright, once you become in charge of the day, then you start becoming in charge of your life. Alright, and nobody can take it away. Neither your spouse, your parents, your siblings. Don't crib on circumstances. People who had the same circumstances who made themselves successful in spite of the circumstances. So please go and create the circumstance you want. And you have the power to do it. And it starts by you overcoming your own laziness, your own procrastination, quitting habit. Okay, fight the quitting habit. Okay, become a fighter. Be known as a fighter. Be known as somebody who's tough, who will stand up against adversity and make themselves count. Alright, so this is sorry I came on a little strong, but strength is available. It's inside you. You just have to find it. Alright, look for it. Look for the strength that will show up. And do it by just practicing thing of wake up at the time you want. Okay, thanks for watching. A little long, probably a bit of a rant. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day, and help those who are going through depression around you. Lend them a helping ear. Be considerate, be empathetic. We are all in this together. Right? If one person quits, it affects us. It affects, each of us is affected because somebody somewhere is losing. So as a race, as a species, we need to win. As a planet, we need to win. So let's be inclusive and let's work together to make things beautiful for all around us. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic day. It's a Monday morning. Have a great week, and help at least one person a day. Somebody who needs a listening ear. Lend them your listening ear. Lend them your shoulder. Help them find their own strength. Okay. Thanks for watching. Take care.